Yo, so what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper. Welcome back to another video. In this one, guys, I've got a full Han Solo guide for you to run in Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is basically going to explain how Han Solo works and how you can absolutely dominate in lobbies with him as well. This is probably one of my favorite heroes overall, like not even just blaster heroes, but in general, above a lot of the lightsaber guys. And I'm going to show you exactly why, because Han Solo can be an absolute cannon if used properly. Now, before we get started, as always, guys, if you enjoy the video, a like rating would be awesome. Be sure to smash the thumbs up and subscribe if you are brand new to the channel for more hero guides and just Battlefront 2 updates and videos coming out from time to time. You guys know the drill, live streams, all that sort of stuff. So anyways, with all that being said, let's get right into it. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the first hero guide that I made that isn't about a lightsaber hero, and there's a reason for that. Overall, I'm going to say that the blaster heroes are probably a little bit better on average as compared to the lightsaber ones, and you'll see why a little bit later, but they're a little bit harder to use than saber heroes, granted, but if you can use a blaster hero effectively, they can probably be 5 to 10 times more powerful than a lightsaber hero would be. Now, Han Solo is equipped with his DL-44 blaster and 3 abilities. Now, his L1 is going to be what I call like it's basically like a little C4. It's essentially a mine that you can throw and then detonate at any time, including in the air, which is going to be part of our strategy a little bit later. But just know that you have a little mine that you can throw with R1's kind of like a C4 type thing. And then your L1 and R1 is going to be something called Sharpshooter, to where, unfortunately, Han Solo's DL-44 blaster does have a fire rate cap when you're just sitting here shooting it, and it's not very fast. It's like, okay, but most people's trigger fingers on average can shoot faster than Han Solo's DL-44, but what this sharpshooter does is allow you to fire it in a fully automatic mode and pull out an absolute ton of damage onto any enemy that you can hit. And then your R1 is going to be a shoulder dash, or like basically you kind of just charge and then hit somebody with your body and knock them over, and that can be a really good thing to finish people off with, and I'm going to recommend that ability later as well. Now, Han Solo's strengths are the fact that you can take out people from really far away. Any blaster hero that has range over saber heroes, you need to take advantage of that. You don't want to get a saber hero get close to you. That is your number one weakness as Han, is that if there's a saber hero like in very close proximity, there isn't too much you can do. There is ways to evade it and ways to get out of that situation, which you're going to see in the gameplay, and I'm also going to explain later, as long as you're paying attention to the strategy that I run. You can handle a saber hero one-on-one if done properly. Now, that being said, you have to use, I cannot stress this enough, you have to use your combat roll or your evade motion, either using circle or just any sort of dodge movement that you have it binded to, but you need to be dodging out of pretty much every sort of saber attack, or else you're going to get stuck and die quickly. When you're playing as Han, the way that his blaster shoots really slow is that you're going to be rewarded if you have a steady hand and you can actually hit your shots, but what I recommend you do is, if you're playing as a team, heroes versus villains, just use yourself to basically put a lot of pepper fire on the enemies that are coming in, weaken them up, kind of soften them for your team, and they can finish them off. Or even you, if you get stuck in a one-on-one, you can know how to handle this. If you want a little throw a C4 at them to throw them off a bit, or dash at them to knock them over first and get a bunch of shots on them to weaken them, you should be in a really good position to finish them off very quickly. His abilities recharge pretty quickly, so I recommend using them almost as much as possible, and just kind of know when the opportunity calls for a certain ability. Now, his shoulder dash, I'm going to give this as a little caveat. I wouldn't use this all the time, because you can end up throwing yourself into a big pit of danger without very much reward to it. It's really good for finishing off weak players if they're really close to you, and maybe your blaster's overheated or something like that. It's really good to finish off weak guys, but I'm also going to say that the sharpshooter, where you shoot it really quickly, you barely have any mobility. You can't move too much at all, so use it in a spot where you're pretty safe, or it's probably going to be a little time before the enemies can reach you, especially effective against saber heroes, but just keep that stuff in mind when you're playing Han. As for card setup, this is the one I'm a little bit iffy on. I don't think I perfected a formula yet for Han, and I'm still trying to work at it, but what I have right now, the most important card is the Air Burst card. So basically what this does to your mine is it'll deal bonus damage when exploded in the air, and that's exactly how I'm going to tell you to use it, is throw it up in the air, and before it touches the ground, blow it up, so kind of just like a little Air Burst C4 kind of thing, and it'll deal a ton of damage, knocking a lot of players over, which is really good. So obviously have that card as upgrade as you can. The second card that I have is going to be just the modified DL-44. I forget what the card is actually called, but essentially lets you fire more without overheating, so it's kind of like an extended clip. And then the third card, I really don't know. I've been playing around with some different ones. There's a card where you take less damage when shoulder charging. That's pretty good, but I don't know if it's super effective or the most efficient, and I will probably make an update in the description when I figure out my perfect formula. Also, one more final, like, advanced tip. I think Han is best played for players who can take advantage of their full movement system. So, like, if you have a scuff controller or you play claw like myself, if you don't know what claw grip is, that's basically where you have your middle finger over the trigger and then your index finger over the face button. So I can jump, I can roll, while keeping my thumbs on the sticks. And that's the way Han is best played, because you're going to need that really good aim and all that mobility as much as possible to win those one-on-one fights with a saber user or something like that. And if you don't play like that, that's fine. If you have a scuff controller, you can still play Han. Maybe not as well as some others, but you can still use him, and I would recommend as well. Now, when it comes to Galactic Assault, I'm going to say I honestly don't prefer Han in this game mode. If I'm going to play a blaster hero, it's probably going to be Leia for the light side, and then probably Phasma if I was playing dark side and using a blaster. But I don't know, or maybe that or Boba Fett. But Han Solo, he's good in this, but I feel like his skills are more honed in Heroes vs. Villains, and you can be more effective that way. It's just his gun doesn't really take out enemies as fast as I would like to, just regular soldiers and stuff, but you can still use him. You know, his C4 can be nice and everything like that. And I guess really one card change I would make for Galactic Assault is that third card slot that is pretty much all open. There's a certain one where if you get a headshot, then your abilities start to cool down faster, and that's really good because you're going to want to take advantage of these as much as possible. But like I said, feel free to play around with any formula of cards that you like. This is just what I recommend and how I think you should set them up and play them. But anyways, guys, I think that is going to be the video for today. This is going to be how to play Han Solo in Star Wars Battlefront 2. If any of this helped you, or if you found something interesting, make sure you leave a like. That would be awesome. Subscribe if you are brand to the channel for more hero guides, Star Wars Battlefront 2 videos, and live streams coming up on the channel. I'd appreciate it very much. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I really do appreciate it, and you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace out.